Hi, my name is Laura J. Bastiani, and for this project I chose the song Landslide by Stevie Nicks. A little bit about Stevie Nicks. She was born May 26, 1948 in Phoenix, Arizona. And basically her main music influence came from her grandfather. He had handcrafted her a guitar when she was really young and basically taught her old country songs, and she grew up really listening to country music. She moved around a lot as a child. Her father's job brought them as a family to like a lot of different places. So she never really found her niche, but she always gravitated towards the group of kids who shared the same music taste. It wasn't until high school that she officially kind of formed a band. Her official music partner was her good friend Lindsey Buckingham at the time. So they continued playing music together after high school. Stevie's family decided to move on to their next location. She was really staying in California to work on her music and try to pursue that as a career, and her family moved on. This is where Stevie's music career really began to take off. Unfortunately, Buckingham Nicks was pretty unsuccessful. It went largely unnoticed, and it wasn't until 1975, which is a few years later, that Stevie and Lindsey were really recognized when they joined the band Fleetwood Mac. And Fleetwood Mac came out with their self-titled album, I think later that year, 1975. And that's when Stevie's big hit, Landslide, which is the song I chose, really became popular. A good thing to know when you're listening to Stevie's songs is that there was a lot of drama within the band. Her and Stevie were definitely romantically involved at some points, and they had a pretty bad breakup. She was involved with Mick Fleetwood in the band at one point. She had an affair with Don Henley from the Eagles. Like, she was kind of all over the place. But that's what made her music so great, was because she expressed these romances and these breakups through her music. And it's very prominent in like her lyrics and the expression in the song. So Landslide was just one of the many ballads written about Lindsey. So that's why I kind of like it, because it comes from a personal place. Basically, after touring with Fleetwood for a couple of years, she decided that it was time to go solo. She was still touring with the band a little bit here and there, but she came out with a huge hit, The Edge of 17, and her album, Belladonna, was pretty popular. So she does her own solo thing, and meanwhile, she was having some issues with addiction and alcoholism, so she checked herself into rehab, and they had prescribed her a tranquilizer that she then got addicted to. So she was going through many years of recovery. It wasn't until 1993 that she fully detoxed. She released one more solo album, and she got back to the band, and they released The Dance in 1997. So they have been touring here and there ever since. They haven't really come out with a lot of new stuff, but Stevie is clean and healthy as far as we know, so she's been taking care of herself, and now we'll talk a little about Landslide. So the first thing you want to know about Landslide is that it is a sort of ballad. It's like a love song. The instrumentation is just her and a guitar. It's just her vocals and Lindsey playing the guitar. There's plenty of cover versions. One of them has an orchestra in the background with like this beautiful flute and more strings, like the violin, cello, all those like pretty aspects of an orchestra were added in. She sings the song live, usually just with Lindsey and the guitar and her vocals. So when you were talking about the text, now the lyrics are really what makes me love the song the most, because I think the lyrics can be applied to many different interpretations. So I could really go on for days about the lyrics to the song. From her perspective, Stevie has actually commented on the meaning behind Landslide many times. And it's left kind of open to us for interpretation, but basically there's different aspects that are about Lindsey, her relationship with Lindsey, her father, and her relationship with her father at the time, and her relationship with her music and what she should do about her career in music. So, as far as Lindsey goes, this song kind of just goes out to him to say, like, we've been working together for so long, like, I'm always here for you. She said that she wrote it in Aspen when he was touring with the Everly Brothers, and they were supposed to be together working on music, but he was out touring, and she was basically kind of just saying, I'm here when you get back, like, if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, like, I'm here, that kind of thing. So that kind of went out to him. The second part about her father was that he kind of gave her this option saying, you have 6 months. You have 6 months to either figure out this music thing and get yourself a career in that, or you have to go back to school, get a degree, and then get a career. So she's kind of torn between her path for music and her passion for music, and then this path of, making her parents happy and doing what kind of is more practical. At the time, she was just working as a waitress and trying to make money, and she was trying to pursue music. So she's kind of torn between that too, and that's really the whole basis of the term landslide. Her life at the time was kind of like a landslide. It was kind of in shambles, and she was just trying to figure out which path she was going to take. For the general tonality of the song is in the key of F major. Personally, when I play it on the guitar, actually, I play it in the key of C on the third capo, so I think that's equivalent to F major. If you watch a live version of them performing together, he plays with the third capo in the key of C. The chorus has a few minor chords when she's addressing her fears about her future with Lindsay. Basically, when she says, I've been afraid of changing because I built my life on you. Okay, so that's right. That's clearly about Lindsay. It could also be about just music in general, that she built her life around Lindsay in this music career. This is all she's known for the longest time. Timbre of her voice is really soft and kind of emotional. Like, you can really feel that she's singing out these words, that she really feels them. The guitar in the back makes the song even prettier. It's just very soft, mellow kind of tone. I'd say this piece is homophonic because Stevie's vocals with Lindsay's guitar are accompanied in the same rhythm as each other. He kind of plays off of her, she kind of plays off of him, and it works together. For the timestamp analysis, I'm going to play 3 different versions of the song because I did talk about the orchestrated version and the live versions of the song. I will go through the original first, and we'll just talk about some of the tonality things, and same with the orchestra and live versions. So this is the original version off the album Fleetwood Mac. The beginning of the song kind of just starts out really slow. The first 20 seconds are basically just Lindsay playing the it's very repetitive, and that continues throughout the song. It's the same exact arpeggio throughout the whole entire song. So if we go to probably around 40 seconds, she's saying the words, can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? And she really changes the tone of her voice. The notes get kind of strenuous, and she's carrying them out longer because those are some big questions that she's really asking herself. The chorus approaches around 1 minute and 13 seconds, and basically that's the climax of the song. She's stating what she's afraid of. I've been afraid of changing because I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, children get older, I'm getting older too. She's realizing I need to make a choice. I either need to go to the path of music and follow my heart, or I need to be more practical, get a degree, get a job. But she's like, I built my life around you and music and everything. So that's the real climax of the song. You can kind of hear that even in the original version without the other instrumentations making it bigger. You can really just hear that that's what she wants us to recognize in the song. There's about a 35-second guitar solo in between the first chorus, and she then goes back to the chorus again. And the guitar solo is just the same arpeggio in the background and another electric guitar playing over it, which is Lindsay. So there's obviously 2 guitars in that part. And I think the solo is maybe just processing what she just said and kind of taking it all in and really feeling it in the music at that point. So that was the original version. So the orchestrated version has to be my favorite personally because of the beautiful instruments in the background and The tone of her voice is, I don't know what the word for her voice in it is, but it's just very soft and slow. It's almost like she's really taking her time with the words. And if you go to 31 seconds in the song, you'll notice that besides just the guitar playing in the background, if you listen to a little before that, you can hear the guitar, and then slowly the string instruments start coming in. There's a beautiful violin in the back that plays along with her vocals. And right after that, if you go to the chorus of the song, which is around 1 minute and 20 seconds, you'll notice that harmonies are added. There's other singers in the background, which makes the song so much prettier than just one vocal. And it really makes you like feel the song more. So that's really pretty. And lastly, right after the first chorus, when it goes into what usually is a guitar solo by Lindsay, and that guitar solo is beautiful. It's really beautifully written. It's just the acoustic guitar. But this is something special because it just has these other instruments in the background playing along with it, and it just sounds really, really pretty. So if you go to 142 in the song, it's right as she's ending, right as she's ending the chorus. There's the guitar. There's a flute in the back, playing along. So that's really what I wanted to show in that version, was that they just added so much more instrumentation and really, really beautiful version. But if we compare that with the original, it's a little bit different. Also, there's been many covered versions, such as the Dixie Chicks, who add tons of vocals in there and they play multiple guitars, but the Stevie Nicks version is really the best one. The live version that I linked, it's called Fleetwood Mac, Landslide, and in parentheses it says video. Right in the beginning of the song, she says, "This one's for you, Daddy." If we listen.
This is for you, Daddy.
So then it's just her and Lindsay on the stage the whole entire song. Sounds very original. And then in the guitar solo, it sounds a tad different. Go to about 139, right after she says, "I'm getting older too," it'll introduce us to the guitar solo. It sounds a little different, but we'll hear it.
I'm getting older too.
So, as we can tell, he's keeping those same bass notes in the solo, the doom, but obviously he can't play the full arpeggio note because he doesn't have 5 hands and 5 guitars. So basically he keeps the same bass notes as the verse and chorus, and then he'll play the solo in between. So he's hitting those bass notes every time while getting the solo notes in between, which is really, really... Lindsey Buckingham is one of the most underrated guitar players there is. I swear, I saw him live. Amazing guitar player. And in this live version too, you kind of get to see the dynamic between Stevie and Lindsey and their kind of connection that they have going on. I mean, she says while standing next to him, "This is for you, Daddy," and then she performs a song with him. So it's kind of like everything that she wrote the song for is in one in this video. So anyway, now that you've seen the original, the live, and the orchestrated versions, that's all I really have to say about the song Landslide. It's probably my favorite song of all time. Thank you for listening, and hope you enjoyed. Thank you.